All right, so we've got this Airbus helicopter. It's an H145. Some of the older models are the EC145 made by Eurocopter. Airbus took over and now they're the H145. It's a twin engine medium utility helicopter. It's a beast. So I presume it has two engines because in case one breaks down, it probably still flies. One thing to note on these things is what we run into as detailers is the tail boom. The tail boom just gets hammered from the exhaust. They don't fly at a high elevation to where they can sip on fuel, so they're dumping a lot of fuel in those engines. And the rotor blades just send it down along the tail boom, tail rotors, the whole tail section. So if you don't maintain them, you're going to end up polishing through the paint or ruining the paint, and we can't even restore it. So a little backstory on this helicopter. Over the past couple years, the schedules just haven't meshed for us to be able to go ahead and ceramic coat this. So finally we got the opportunity and we put the buffer to it. I didn't want to use the rotary because it just flings stuff everywhere and it's going to make a mess. So you finish this section, you move over and you've got to clean, and then you polish, then you got to go back to the section that you just started if you're using a rotary, because you're flinging a little bit of dust, hopefully not compound. I've been known to do it a few times. But so we went through with the dual action buffer. We would cut with the 15 or the 21 millimeter and then come back because there's a lot of rivets, a lot of intricate areas on this helicopter. So we came in with the 3-inch pad and would buff in between all the rivets to get that paint correction effect, right? So we're removing all the micro scratches, all the holograms, any spider webbing. It's all gone except for maybe around the rivets and some of the smaller panels or little ledges in between the windows and other various parts. So after we did that, it's got a clear coat on it, so our compound doesn't really finish out that great for a final product on clear coat. So we went ahead and gave it a polish with a foam pad and a polish. Went over the whole helicopter again, top, bottom, skids, everything, and polished everything, got it buttoned up, and then we removed all of the oils and stuff from the polishes and compounds. And then next we did that with a ceramic prep. So we put it on all the painted surfaces, removed all the oils from that. That clears out all the paint and all the pores in the paint, so the ceramic can actually penetrate and bond with the paint much better and last longer. So we basically added a sacrificial barrier to this helicopter with the ceramic coating. So now on the tail boom, instead of the paint deteriorating, it's the ceramic. So a big thing with helicopters, since they're landing in dirt, dust, there's all this rotor wash, the windows get messed up. So we went ahead and compounded, polished, and then fine polished all of the windows. That was a multiple step process. We just did the exterior. And then we went ahead and ceramic coated those too. That way, when it's landing on the yacht or it's landing on like some riverbed and it gets water, the water's going to sheet off a lot easier, give the pilots a lot better view in case any water stuff, it's just going to come right off the window. So that's the beauty and benefit of that. Just polishing it will do that as well. You don't always have to ceramic coat it. We use a different ceramic for the acrylic windows, but it definitely helps. It actually, compounding and polishing brought out the gloss actually in the windows too. So we removed all the scratches, all the micro scratches, all of the spider webbing in the window as well, so they're actually corrected as well on the exterior. So just great view through them now, right? One area of concern that I had was the tail boom. When I looked, I started compounding. You actually look where the exhaust soot was sitting. What we would have is it was almost like little pinholes, and that's oxidation, and it's like a cavity, and it's going down into the paint. So I had to compound a lot more times in those areas to remove that slight pitting. Couldn't get all of it in every single area, but 95% of it is gone. The tail rotor, that was kind of particular because we had to move the tail rotor and polish in between the rotor blades. So we would move each blade so that we could polish each section and work our way around. When you're doing that, you got to spin it the right way. On this particular helicopter, if you're doing another helicopter, make sure you check with the pilot, owner, mechanic whether or not you can move the tail rotor. So this one we can move the tail rotor, but you want to look out for the main rotors to make sure that they're not going to hit anything. So you want to make sure you have clearance on your mains. So it was just a lot of intricate work because we had a lot of exhaust soot damage near the tail rotors. So it just took, I think just the tail section took 2 days of compounding just to get that out and make it right so that we could ceramic coat it. So I wouldn't necessarily say we saved this paint, but we definitely revitalized it and got it coated up. So yeah, we'll show you guys. Let's take a look at it.